everybody, and welcome to another edition of Dem's Good Groceries. I know it's been a while. We took a little week off. We've been working on a new project, everybody. That's right. I'm very excited to tell you about it. It is our official Dem's Good Groceries seasoning right there. That's right. It is a Cajun blend that right here in this kitchen. There it is, folks. It is available. They're $6 a piece. That does include shipping, so wherever you need me to ship it to, they're $6 a piece. And these are just about 4 ounces of seasoning there. I also have a pork and a beef rub available as well. So the Dem's Good Grocery seasoning line, again, you got the Cajun rub or mix, and then you got the beef rub and a pork rub. That's our line of Cajun seasoning. So all you got to do is just send me a message on the Facebook page there, and we'll get it out to you, okay? Again, $6 a bottle, shipping included. Don't forget, you can find us on Twitter at Joshua_Hunt84. Dem's Good Groceries, of course, is the YouTube channel. Nomad84 on Instagram, and Dem's Good Groceries on Facebook. So make sure you find us at one of the social media outlets. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button at the bottom of the page. Make sure you get alerted. That's the little bell to all the new videos that Dem's Good Groceries comes out with. However, PSA, public service announcement, we are going to go down to one video a week probably, maybe two, but it'll vary back and forth just depending. We got the seasonings going, I got wine making in the back, I got all kind of projects going on around the Dem's Good Groceries kitchen these days, baby. So, with that being said, we're going to go down to one or maybe two a week. But, today, what are we doing? That's a fantastic question. So, of course, you know Mother's Day was this past weekend, right? So we had a crawfish bowl. What else do you do on Mother's Day? And then we had crawfish left over, and somebody said, Josh, now what are you going to do with that crawfish? And I said, well, we don't waste nothing. So we sat around and drank some beer. We picked all our crawfish tails. So altogether, by the way, we started out with 66 pounds of crawfish. And by the time all was said and done, we ended up with about 3.5 pounds of crawfish tails. That were picked after everybody that ate, of course. So today we're going to do what I like to call a corn and crawfish chowder, but it's a little different than what you might think because this is a Dem's Good Grocery version of this. So we're going to actually take it. What I've done here, you'll notice here, I've taken the andouille sausage, the potatoes, and cut those up into quarters, and then I took the corn we had left over and I stripped it right off the cob. And then, of course, we took the tail. So this is going to be the basis. Oh, and one other thing here, this is our garlic. Now, this is garlic that was boiled, and y'all know how I feel about garlic. So this is boiled garlic from out the pot we're going to use today in the mix. So the first thing we're going to do, that's right, wash them hands. All right. So what we're going to do today, folks, again, is a corn and crawfish chowder. But one thing that I forgot to do was we needed to get that garlic together, because I forgot to do that. So, what we're going to do with the garlic, just real quick, I'm going to show you here. A little technique with the garlic, because this is about 6 cloves of boiled garlic. Now, this garlic come right out of the crawfish pot, y'all. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my knife here, and I'm going to press down on the garlic and kind of mash it like that, just like that, okay? And then we're just going to go behind it and, again, 3 fingers on the front of the knife. Notice I'm holding the back of the knife, thumb and forefinger here, okay? Thumb and forefinger here, a couple of 3 fingers on top. And I'm just going to rock that baby back and forth, just like that. Then we'll turn and go this way. And the same thing, okay? And that's how you chop up your garlic, just like that. And this is garlic, look, you can take this here garlic right out the pot. Wonderful. So it's cooked already. Okay? So that's how you're going to get your garlic. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take our ingredients and we're going to go on over to the stove and we're going to put it down in the old Dutch oven and we're going to make us some crawfish crab chowder today. So the first thing we're going to do to make this chowder is the first thing you're going to do in most Cajun cooking. What's that, you ask? Fantastic question. That's make a roux. So we're going to start today with 1 stick of butter down that Dutch oven, okay? And we'll get that going. Nice and melted. Most of the time I'll cut it into pads, but today we're just going to get it there. You're also going to want a 1/4 cup of flour, okay? about a stick of butter, quarter cup of flour. Remember, the roux is a thickening agent, okay? That's what you're using it for. It's a thickening agent, and it's going to help bring our chowder nice and thick, okay? And that's what you want. So we're gonna get that butter melted down in there. Also, by the way, I forgot to mention Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Wanted to give a shout out to everybody out there for this past. I hope you had a great Mother's Day, and thank you all for everything that you've done and continue to do. And all of our first responders, thank you so much. And please keep up the good work as we're moving more and more towards getting out of this thing. But regardless, we're still cooking, right? So, all right, we're gonna get our butter melted in there, okay? You notice you just use the Dutch oven. I love to use this thing. So we're gonna break that up and get it melted down in there. And then I'm gonna get a whisk here. We'll get that going. All right, now we're slowly gonna add that quarter cup of flour in there, and it's gonna thicken, okay? It'll start to bubble up, and then it's gonna thicken. It's like that. Now we're looking for a blonde roux here, folks, okay? In this situation here, you do not want a dark roux. We're not making a gumbo. We want a blonde roux, which is going to be the lighter roux, but we also got to make sure, one of the things with the roux I wanted to mention, you got to make sure, folks, that you let the butter and the flour cook. Otherwise, you don't do that, you're going to have a flour taste to your roux. Okay, now, one of the things I wanted to mention is you actually need to use the half a cup of flour and 2 sticks of butter. Half a cup of flour and 2 sticks of butter, because we're going to double the recipe because I had so much left over. So we're going to get that going, and you'll start to kind of smell that, oh yeah, that nice kind of cooked but not burnt flavor. So we're perfect right there. That's where you want to be. So just take a good look at this, and I want you to, as you take my spoon here, this is a blonde roux there, okay? So it kind of coats the spoon, but it's blonde, just like that. So once we get our roux together, okay, then the next thing I'm going to do is add in about quarter cup of green onion. Okay, so we'll add about a quarter cup of green onion to our roux. And we'll get that going in there. Okay, and then the roux is still cooking the whole time. We're going to let that just kind of cook down for about 30 seconds or so. Pull that flavor. Let that green onion. Then you're going to start to get that smell. Okay, it's that smell of vision I keep telling you. But you're going to get that smell. It's going to come up out there and grab you and jump right in your face, baby. And it's going to tell you, ooh, the onions are cooking. So you got your onion down in there and you got your roux. We're going to let that go for a little bit. And then we're going to add 1 cup of heavy cream. Okay? We'll add 1 cup of heavy cream. We're going to get that going. That's 1 cup of heavy cream. I just added in there. And I like to make sure we don't waste no ingredients. Get all that out of there. We don't want to waste nothing. Get all of that going. And I'll go back and forth between a whisk, but you'll start to notice now we're starting to thicken up. Alright, we're starting to get nice and thick. You can kind of see how it's thickening down there. So that's our consistency that we're going for. So now, after we've done that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add, and I'm going to measure this out, by the way. I didn't have a container big enough, but we're going to do 6 cups of whole milk. Okay, so that's 2, 4, and 6. So 6 cups of whole milk is what you want in there, okay? And then we're going to blend our roux together with our milk and our cream. And you want to get it nice and blended together, and as it heats up and everything gets warm, you're going to start to thicken for you. Don't worry if this starts out thin, folks. Don't freak out, because it is going to thicken. I promise you. You got a roux going in there, and in a little while we're going to add a little bit of cheese to it. So don't freak out if it hadn't gotten to where you needed to be. All right? So then we're going to get that going. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is add my crawfish. Now, here's the important part, okay? Now, I'm going to go ahead and add my garlic at this point. So now we're gonna add, we got the roux going. I'm gonna go ahead and get the garlic in there. And again, everything that we're gonna add, by the way, to this, folks, is going to have the flavor of the crawfish boil. That's the really neat part about this, okay? Everything in here is gonna have that flavor. So if you cook your crawfish, and of course I do a mild batch for them people who, you know, can't handle the heat, and then we do the pot where it's got the heat, and that's how you're supposed to eat crawfish, okay? So, I got a nice blend in all of this. So the garlic has flavor, and every ingredient that we're gonna add in here is going to have flavor. All right. So I'm gonna get this up. I wanna really get this up to a nice boil. So I'm gonna turn my heat back up to medium. We're going to bring that up to a boil. And the reason I told you about the crawfish is because if you use store-bought crawfish, okay, and you can do this another way, but if you use store-bought crawfish, okay, you're going to want to season them. Put those down in the pan with a little butter, and you can take some of our very own Dem's Good seasonings and sprinkle it on top of there, and that'll get you nice and ready to go, okay? So, regardless of what you want to do, you got to season the crawfish. So if you peel them, you boil them and peel them and they're already seasoned, fantastic. If you don't, you buy them from somewhere else, God forbid, certain places, but if you buy them from somewhere else, I don't know where you buy your crawfish, where I buy mine, you know what? That's right, baby. Them things don't come seasoned, so you got to make sure you do that, okay? Very, very, very important. So what we're going to do is just kind of get this up to and you'll start to see it starting to kind of come together. We got the roux folding in with the cream and the milk. And I want to get this kind of warm before I start adding anything else. So I want to kind of bring it up to a little bit of a boil, not a boil, but a simmer at least. Let's see where we at here. All right. So now what I'm going to do, folks, is I'm going to add. Now this is about 36 ounces of corn. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and add my corn. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my crawfish tails. Get them in there. Oh, yeah. Ooh-wee. Look at that. That's a thing of beauty right there, folks. Look at that. Now, I'm going to let that seasoning mix in there. I'm going to let that season and the crawfish and everything kind of mix together in there. And then what I'm going to do is give it a taste, and then I'm going to regulate my my heat and my seasoning based on that. Okay? So we'll give it a little taste. Oh. Dem's Good groceries, people. But we're going to kick it up a little bit. We ain't going sky high. Just a little bit. So, I'm going to take some Dem's Good seasoning, the Cajun blend, and I'm going to start off. We're going to start off with just about, we're going to go with about a half a teaspoon. We're going to give that a shot. Just like that. Okay? Again, we don't want to overdo it. We do not want to make this so spicy that nobody can enjoy the flavor. This is really about the flavor in this chowder, okay? And you kind of see it's coming together nicely. It's nice and it's supposed to be thick. This is a chowder. So it's going to come together kind of nice and thick like that. We'll give it a couple little turns with a spoon. It's just beautiful. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. Looking at it here in the pot. I don't know whether we should eat this stuff or hang it on the wall, man. It's beautiful. All right, give another shot here. Mm-hmm. Now we're cooking with chowder, baby. All right. Now, we got a little bit of a problem. We done run out of space in the Dutch oven here. That means I gotta get a bigger Dutch oven. But in the meantime, we're gonna switch pots. So we'll be back right after this, and we'll finish up our crawfish and corn chowder. All right, so now we're getting a bigger pot because I done run out of room in the Dutch oven. So we're gonna move to the big old pot here. And then I'm gonna add about 32 ounces of diced potatoes and andouille sausage from the bowl as well. So we're gonna get that in there. Give that a good stir. And you kind of see it's starting to thicken up a little bit, okay? And if it does thicken up a little bit, all you gotta do is add a little bit of milk. If it gets a little bit too thick for you, we just simply add a little more milk to it, kinda. So I'd say about another half a cup of milk. But to get it to the consistency where you want it, because we still gotta add the very last ingredient in there. So we're gonna give that a good turnabout there. And then the last got that seasoning, man. That's a good thing. When you start coughing, the eyes watering, you know you had a good crawfish ball. I'm gonna go ahead and add about a half a cup of grated Parmesan cheese, and that'll be to just give it a little bit of flavor, a little cheese. And that's the last ingredient. Now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna bring this back up. I'm gonna let it simmer for about 6 minutes, y'all. About 6 minutes, we're gonna let that simmer. I'm gonna let that cheese melt and let all that flavor from the sausage, the corn, the potatoes, the crawfish, we're gonna let all that flavor get in there. And then we're gonna taste it for flavor. And if we gotta add some more of Them's Good Grocery seasoning, we will. If not, then we'll be good to go. But we're gonna let that simmer for just about 6 minutes to get all those flavors going. All right, y'all, so what we're gonna do now, about 6 minutes of letting that kind of do its thing down in there. You're getting that smell, you get that bowl mix, that that goodness coming out of there. But we're gonna add just one more teaspoon of Them's Good Grocery seasoning to just kind of give it that extra little bit that it needs, in my opinion, with the little extra there. And again, Them's Good Grocery seasoning, available, $6 a bottle. All you gotta do is let me know. All right, so we're gonna give that a mix. Give it nice and in there, real good. And again, this is one of those things you're gonna want to taste because some people like it real hot. If you like it a little hotter, a little more spicy, you can add a little drop. I wouldn't add a lot, but a little drop of liquid crab boil to it, and that'll kick it up pretty hot if you want to go in a real hot direction. But we're just looking for flavor here. So I'm gonna go ahead and give that a shot and kind of see what we're looking like here. Again, this is a taste thing. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Ha ha. That was good grocery, y'all. All right. So now for plating, we're gonna get our ladle. And all I'm gonna do is I'll go right in to a nice bowl here. This bowl was donated to us by my buddy Patrick, by the way. He don't know he donated it, but he did. We're gonna just a little plate just like that. You can serve this with some crystallinis, y'all, if you want. You can put some French bread with it, or however. Don't forget to wipe the perimeter of your plate. That's important. And then, what I like to do, y'all, is we're gonna top it with just a little bit of green onion. I'm gonna take and sprinkle just a little bit of green onion in there. We'll stick our spoon down in there. All right, we're gonna take it just like that. And we'll sprinkle just a little bit of green onion in there. It has some in it, but we'll do just a little sprinkle. And I like to take, if you get a little two here, kind of cut them on a bias. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And that's the after. And there it is, folks. And that, my friends, is the after crawfish boiled crawfish, corn, sausage, and potato chowder. And it's good. I promise you, it is good. So that's all you got to do. You boil crawfish, you're looking to do something afterwards, there you go. If you don't and you want to get your crawfish from somewhere else and make it chowder, you can do that too. But this is how we take the crawfish bowl leftovers that we made Sunday and we make them into that. Again, a very big Mother's Day, a happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And thank you to our first responders, all those who are working hard to make sure that we have food at the grocery stores, the truck drivers, and everybody. Deb's Good Groceries really does thank you, but we appreciate it, folks. And also, I want to say thank you for the purchases on the seasonings. By the way, the first batch we're just about sold out of. So you want to make sure that you make sure you get your order in on Facebook. You can message me privately on Facebook. It's Dem's Good Groceries on Facebook. Again, NolaMan84. I'm on Instagram. Dem's Good Groceries is the YouTube channel. And Josh_Hunt84 on Twitter. So however you want to get a hold of me. And also, Josh, Dem's Good Groceries Hunt is another one. So find us. Send us a message somewhere. $6 a bottle, shipping included. We'll ship it anywhere you want. And again, we have 3 different lines. We have the Dem's Good Groceries seasoning Cajun blend we use today. And then we have the pork and beef rub, which we'll use later on in some further episodes down the road. Thank you so much, everybody, for the subscriptions, for the kind words, and one thing I did want to say, too, before we end the show today, is I really love to hear that things are going well for you. So shout out to Aaron. Thank you, buddy, for the nice shout out on Facebook. He got some Cajun seasoning from us, and he put it in a hamburger, and left us a message saying it was outstanding. So, again, thank you, Patrick. I know he's used some of our stuff and recipes. Sandy, thank you for using some of the recipes out there. Eli, Michelle, everybody, just all of you guys, man. I can't name everybody, but it really does mean a lot that even though we can't be together, we can still cook together in Dem's Good Groceries kitchen. Till next time, folks, be good to one another. Be nice to one another. Make sure you hug those fur babies, and we'll see you next time on Dem's Good Groceries.